to the retirement ceremony honoring Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Robinson. At this time, I would ask that you please turn off all electronic devices or place them on silent mode for the duration of this ceremony. Please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Airman First Class Diana Antu and the invocation by Chaplain George.
Colors. Halt. Present. Arms.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' regular weapons bursting in air gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Or arms. Colors. Close turn. March.
Let us pause for a moment of reflection. Eternal Spirit, source of all wisdom and goodness, we gather today in gratitude and celebration to honor Chief Master Sergeant Robinson for 27 years of faithful and dedicated service to our nation and to the United States Air Force. We give thanks for his steadfast leadership, his integrity, and his care for those he served beside. We also remember with deep appreciation his wife, Pam Robinson, and their son, Brayden, whose love, patience, and sacrifices have been a vital part of his journey. May this day be a moment of pride, joy, and renewal for them as they step into a new season of life together. We give thanks for the men and women of the 436th Medical Group who have shared in his mission and upheld the highest traditions of service and compassion. As we mark this milestone, may we each be inspired to live with the same commitment to duty, courage, and care for others. Grant Chief Robinson and his family continued strength, peace, and purpose in the days to come. With grateful hearts, we honor his service and the enduring values that unite us all. Amen.
Thank you, Airman First Class Ponsui and Chaplain George. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Today, we are taking part in a time-honored military tradition, the retirement ceremony to recognize Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Robinson for his 27 years of active military service in the United States Air Force. The retirement ceremony is one of the oldest and most tradition-rich ceremonies in the United States military, honoring members as they retire from long and honorable careers in service to you and their country. This ceremony will render the retiree with a tangible expression of appreciation for his contributions to the military and its worldwide mission, and also ensure that he will continue to be a member of the United States Air Force even in retirement. We are pleased that you are with us to share this important event. We would like to extend a special welcome to Chief Master Sergeant Robinson's family, friends, and mentors that have played a significant role in his career. Our host and presiding official, 436th Medical Group Commander, Colonel Jameson Elder. Our guest of honor, Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Robinson. A special welcome to his wife, Pam Robinson, and their son, Braden Robinson, who have traveled many miles to be here. We would also like to welcome members of Team Dover that have joined us here today. Please hold all applause until all names have been mentioned. The Commander, 436th Airlift Wing, Colonel Jamil Musa. The Command Chief, 436th Airlift Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Elijah Edwards. The Deputy Commander, 436th Airlift Wing, Colonel Justin Longmire. We would also like to welcome all commanders, chiefs, senior enlisted leaders, first sergeants, and members of Team Dover, and especially the men and women of the 436th Medical Group. We appreciate your presence and support in celebrating Chief's retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present our presiding official, Colonel Jameson Elder.
Welcome, and yes, the temperature in this room is similar to outside. But don't worry, at 2 o'clock today it'll be 70 degrees. Again, thank you everyone for being here. I truly appreciate it. If you want to turn around and look back, this room is full. And I think that's outstanding. Thank you for celebrating Chief Master Sergeant Robinson and seeing him on his retirement. That is awesome. Don't be bashful. For those who stand in the back, there's plenty of chairs up here, so it's going to take a minute, so you might want to have a seat. All right, let me start by thanking the organizers, Tech Sergeant Chambers, and your team. I really appreciate what you've done. Between the narrator, the proffer, invocation, chaplain, thank you very much. The escorts, national anthem, amazing. I'm a singer and a musician. It takes a lot of courage to get up there and do something like that. You did a very, very good job. Thank you very much. Beautiful. And the honor guard, as always, thank you for supporting us. For our leaders, wing leadership, you guys are amazing. From Musa, Chief Edwards, Colonel Onmeyer, thanks for being here. And thanks for altering the entire wing schedule to be here. I truly appreciate that. Colonels Cage, Schwartz, and Romandi, thanks for being here to support. And for the chiefs, you showed up in mass. It's wonderful. So, at least this is the RSVP list. Chief Denuncio, Martin, Link, Werner, Harper, and Osborne, and I think I saw Johnson out there and others. Thanks for being here and showing him support. I know you really wanted to be here. You know why I know that? Especially Chief Osborne. I know he really wanted to be here because he RSVP'd for this thing 3 times.
Just trying to see the light at the end of it. He's forgetful.
What happens when you get old, right?
And for our commanders, SELs, first sergeants, and for the men and women of the 436 Med Group, our Eagle medics, thanks for showing up in force. That shows a tremendous amount of respect for him. Appreciate that. For Pam, I've learned a lot about you over the last 18 months, and I gotta tell you, you are his best friend. You are the secret sauce in his life. And it's pretty amazing. Braden, it's been neat to meet you and talk to you. You're just like your dad. You got a bright future ahead of you, and it's wonderful to see. For the rest of the family and friends that aren't there, that might be watching on the video, thank you for shaping this wonderful family. They are amazing human beings, and it's kind of your fault, so thanks for that. Appreciate that. All right, let's talk about the story, but before I get into his story, I want to talk about today's Chief Robinson. So today's Chief Robinson, we love and respect this guy. He's our chief. He's our chief. But he is an acronym king. And when I first started working with him, he would say things like this: "Boss, we need to get the D cell ready. You know, for the FFGRL and the FFPME, and you know, there's that CSSTL out there, and an LMP somewhere, I don't know. There's a 25.1 coming, so we gotta get ready for the XAB, and then behind that's the 26.2, that's an ATF. And then before we do any of that, we gotta do the CRE and the CRI. You know what I'm saying? No, Chief. I don't know what you're talking about. But I do today, thanks to your tutoring. He's very animated too. He gets very excited when he talks, and he starts using his hands. And he starts chopping, and sometimes they turn into claw hands as he's trying to connect topics together and help you understand the point. And it goes like this, and then the priest starts doing this. It's a whole thing. But we love that about you. Please don't stop doing that. Yeah, it says funny things too. We did a commander's call early on, and we were trying to explain a kind of a complex topic, and I gave it a stab at it. And he's like, "Hey, let me take a stab at it. I don't think you did it right." And so he gets up and he starts scrubbing his head. He's like, "All right, I'm going to give it a shot. Wasn't planning on this, but I'm kind of like the drunk uncle of the family, so I'm going to try and explain it." And he actually explained it very well. So I appreciate that. He's always warning us about getting in his feelings. He's a very stoic man. And every once in a while he lets us in and sees the heart that's inside of there. I appreciate that. He's very passionate about readiness, which is my weakness, and that's a great pairing for us, and I appreciate that. He has a canny ability to really connect what we do day in and day out to what it means to the combatant commander in the field. And I will say as medics, at least I'll speak for me, I don't think about that much. That doesn't feel relevant to my day-to-day work. But he makes it relevant. And I really appreciate that. I think we all appreciate that. He's very willing to be vulnerable, particularly in public speaking. He has no shame about expressing his weaknesses, and that's very admirable as a leader, and I appreciate that too. And you're clearly leading the organization better than you found us. Thank you. All right, let's talk about civilian 18-year-old Chris Robinson. He's started in his hometown in Atmore, Alabama, which is in southern Alabama, and that's where Pam and Chris went to high school together, and they fell in love. And the relationship bloomed, and so did the baby. Kind of had a Jerry Springer beginning, honestly. Chris was the outlaw, had a bad reputation for some reason. Pam was the angel and the scholar, and they thought he was going to ruin her life. They wouldn't let them be together, and so she had to finish high school before they could get together and get married. And according to you, you wore the mom down. And finally, through just being perseverance, he wore him down. And then they was getting ready to get married. But he was talking to an Air Force recruiter because he knew you're a young person, you got a baby on the way, life's getting real. Talks to a recruiter, and the recruiter tells him, "Hey, you can't join the Air Force if you're unmarried and you have a baby." I didn't know that was a thing 29 years ago. Is it still a thing? Yes,
No.
Okay. All right. I didn't look that up. Sorry, I didn't get that. Yeah. So it's a thing. It was back then. So the talking recruiter can't do that. So then he was trying to reduce some of the tension between the two families. He leaves town and does some work as a land surveyor in an entire retread factory. She finishes high school in style and have a baby named Autumn, and then they get married. And then he talks to the recruiter again, and that recruiter drove 3 hours one way to come talk to him. And shortly after that, he became an aircraft maintainer. And that's where it started. So A1C Robinson goes to Little Rock Air Force Base, becomes an aerospace propulsion apprentice, 3-level, and I think it'd probably be a very exciting time. You're building your life, you're building your future, you left some drama behind, and now here we go. And you wasted no time. When I read your record, it's profound. For an A1C, people say things like this: a professional, mature, positive attitude, highly motivated, excellent performer, above his peers, exceptional knowledge, tenacious work ethic, and the flight's best. That's amazing, just your first tour. And then he wins the Flight Airman of the Year award, first tour. Then he gets an assignment to Mildenhall, RAF Mildenhall in the United Kingdom. He joins the Special Ops Maintainer world. Becomes a MC-130 Propulsion Systems Apprentice. And I think that the story has a very interesting beginning, because on September 9th, about 10th of 2001, he shows up for in-processing. And when they go in there, the group commander puts a big 75 up on the wall, and he says, "You know what that is?" And he doesn't know. He says, "That's the divorce rate in our unit. So look at your wife, love your wife, don't be a statistic." And then 9/11 happens. And now they're in Epicon Delta. Everything's locked down. And they don't have a car. They're trying to find an apartment. What a rough start. But a great story, so thanks for giving me that story. But you know what? He didn't waste any time there either. He completes his associate's degree. He gets deployed. He gets deployed a lot, but he gets deployed to Albania in support of the Iraq invasion. And there, he tells these stories of working like 36 hours nonstop, turning jets, replacing engines, and other maintainer words like propellers and lines and all sorts of. I don't know what they are, but you tell me what they are. Put it this way. Anyways, these jets keep coming back with bullet holes in them, and this is like real. He's a young guy, young family, and Pam doesn't know where he's at, can't tell him where he's at, and he's preparing planes that have holes in them. Engines that are destroyed by bullets. Pretty impressive. Certainly made you very gritty. In your record again, high praise. And now you're a senior airman, you go on to be a staff sergeant in Mildenhall. You win the Squadron NCO of the Year award, you become the distinguished graduate in ALS, Airman Leadership School. And then, in my impression, over 7 years between these two assignments, you have some very formative life experiences. And I bet you two grew up very quickly from that. And then all of a sudden, a force reduction happens, and some maintainers gotta go. And so he has a decision whether to leave or retrain. So he retrains. And 7-level, badass, Staff Sergeant Robinson becomes a 3-level bioenvironmental engineer. But he is the distinguished graduate at high school, so he's doing good. So Staff Sergeant goes to Charleston Air Force Base, and he's there for 7 years, and he becomes a staff, tech sergeant, and master sergeant, all in that one tour. He masters his trade, he picks up some various leadership roles there, he completes another associate's degree, and in his record, just endless high praise for you. Top notch, skilled leader with vision and initiative, energizes the flight with purpose and determination. He's the interim first sergeant for 8 months, and now he starts winning awards. He wins the Group NCO Award of the Year. He wins the Wings NCO of the Quarter. He wins his flight, wins the AMC Flight of the Year Award. And then they go on to win the Air Force level B Flight, Environmental Engineering Flight of the Year Award. And what I'm sensing is a pattern of everywhere you go, there's excellence. It's amazing. People raise their game, and you can see it, everything impressive. From there, he goes to Ramstein Air Base in Germany. And there he's there for 5 years, and he goes from Master Sergeant to Senior Master Sergeant. Fills typical roles you would expect, like NCOIC and Flight Chief. And then he gets an opportunity to be the Major Command Functional Manager for the 4Bs, for the Bioenvironmental Engineers. And what's interesting about that is that's when the Ebola outbreak occurred. And for those of you who may not remember that was a big deal for the entire world. There was 28,000 cases of Ebola in West Africa, and there were 11,000 deaths. 40% of the people who got that died. It scared the entire globe. And here, he's in AFRICOM headquarters. He's the Bioenvironmental Engineer, Functional Manager, and they got to figure out on their part how to contain this disease and what do you do with that. So just serious, big problems to solve all along the way. Very impressive. He just graduated his job. He wins another senior institute of the quarter, director at senior institute of the quarter. Like, I don't have any of these. I don't know how you do that. That's impressive. I don't have any of these things. I'm pretty jealous right now, honestly. From there, he goes to Joint Base Charleston, which was once Charleston Air Force Base, is now Joint Base in Charleston. He becomes the superintendent or the senior enlisted leader for the squadron, for OMRS. He fills in for the group superintendent time to time, completes a bachelor's degree in occupational safety and health with a focus of emergency management. And that makes a lot of sense now that I know that, because you talk a lot about that stuff. I don't know anything about that stuff, but now I know why you talk about all that stuff, because it's your job to do that. Impressive. Wins more awards, and what's interesting at Charleston while he's there, the Med Group wins AMC Clinic of the Year 3 years in a row, and then they go on to win the Air Force level as well. Again, everywhere you go, the entire organization steps its game up. Then you go to Travis Air Force Base, and this is where you tell me that you think you're at the end of your Air Force career. You're a senior master sergeant, it doesn't feel like chief's gonna happen for you. And you go there to be a superintendent for a squadron, OMRS out there. And then he meets, but I guess on the positive side, Pam's excited because I guess you've always wanted to live in California. Good for you. So there's some silver lining there. But then he meets Chief Melnar, who's the group SEL. And she asks him, why are you not a Chief Master Sergeant? I suspect he probably went, I don't know. You probably have a reason. Either way, she's like, well, I got an idea for you. Why don't you be the superintendent for the Wing Inspector General? Which, you know, you got 400 team members, you got a wrinkle, you got a large base. He's like, sure, I'll do that. And he does an amazing job. And while he starts that job, COVID happens. The pandemic happens, and we've all lived it, paralyzed our entire lives, but had a big piece of environmental engineering to deal with that. Not only that, but then a wildfire comes up to David Grant Medical Center where he's at, and the entire medical group has to evacuate. 2,500 employees, who knows how many patients. So there's just also a theme there. Wherever you're going, some crazy things happen. It might be you, I don't know. But again, I think his record's interesting because it's no longer talking about him anymore. It's talking about him as a leader, strategic thinker, drives organizational change, provides sound counsel, balances competing priorities while prioritizing compassion for airmen. And I have experienced all of that with you. I appreciate that. Then as on the IG team, they win the Wing Staff Team of the Year Award, and they win the Hospital of the Year Award for the AMC, and he promotes to Chief Master Sergeant. So now everything's changed. They're not going to retire, and while he's trying to decide what to do, the Air Force deploys him to Kuwait. And that's when Pam goes back to Atmore, to start building your life there. He's deployed, thinking we're going to figure out how to get back together. Nope. He's going to go to Dover Air Force Base to be the group senior enlisted leader. And during that 2-year tour, these two geo-batched it, but they still loved each other deeply. And it's obvious when you hang out with them, you can see that. It's wonderful. So now we have Chief Master Sergeant Robinson. And I will say when I got there and we joined forces, we had some significant challenges ahead of us. We had to get after financial solvency, productivity, access to care, patient satisfaction, and we had to turn our reputation, because we had a reputation of being difficult to get into, and we wanted to fix that. We wanted to be your preferred medical group. So we set 30 formal goals, big, hairy, audacious goals, BHAGs, and we actually achieved almost every single one of them. And now we have reversed all those things, and I just truly appreciate that, because that is really hard to do, and it shows, because we won the AMC Clinic of the Year Award, not once, but twice. But apparently you won it 3 times, so it's probably not that big of a deal. So now we got retired Chief Master Sergeant Robinson, who's returning to his hometown of Atmore. They've already bought their house, they already got settled. Pam works in her same high school that she went to as the counselor. She earned a PhD in educational counseling and supervision, setting the examples for the students. Now they're both going to go back and invest in their community, be near their family, and very transformative. And Pam, on a personal level, I just want to thank you for letting us have him for 2 years. I have no doubt that was a big sacrifice, and there's just really not enough thank yous. But now we're going to give him back. So here's my takeaways as I finish my thoughts. You guys are no longer a Jerry Springer story. You're not diamonds in the rough anymore. You guys are accomplished professionals. You have changed lives, you have changed organizations. I have no doubt you're going to keep doing that. We're certainly better because of you, and I think you're just truly amazing human beings. And personally, I just want to thank you for being my partner. It's been a real pleasure. I'm proud to call you the chief. And Morris, very lucky to have you both. You'll both be missed. Very excited to see what you do next. Congratulations, you've served very, very well. Well done, Chief.
Thank you, Colonel Elder. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the medal presentation and remain standing for the retirement order.
Published order.
Attention to orders. Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Robinson distinguished himself by meritorious service as 436th Medical Group Senior Enlisted Leader from 30 December 2023 to 31 January 2026. Always focused on readiness, Chief Robinson led the group's first medical clearance deployment plan, sinking 12 clinics and 33 units to expedite 932 requirements for 1,000 members, which was lauded by wing leadership for its rapid and agile capabilities. Additionally, Chief catalyzed patient experience across 14 group-wide initiatives that surged overall patient visit satisfaction from number 36 to number 1 of 39 medical treatment facilities in the network, the highest rating in 7 years. Furthermore, Chief was critical to the group's financial solvency initiative that led to a 25% increase in productivity, 13% increase in enrollment, and reduced purchased care by $3 million, achieving the best performance in 3 years. Finally, Chief enthusiastically led the group's relentless pursuit for efficiency that scrutinized 900 enterprise requirements and cut 22,000 hours of low-value activities, restoring 80 hours per person per year group-wide for higher mission priorities, which was critical to the group's 2024 and 2025 Air Mobility Command Clinic of the Year awards. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Chief Robinson culminate a long and distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the Air Force. Please remain standing for the publishing of the retirement order.
Publish the retirement order.
Special order number Alpha Charlie 004401. Chief Master Sergeant Christopher W. Robinson, you are relieved from active duty, organization and station of assignment, retirement effective 1 February 2026. Proceed to home of selection by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Thank you. Please be seated. Along with the retirement order is a certificate, which reads, this is to certify that Chief Master Sergeant Christopher W. Robinson, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of February 2026. Every retiree receives a special retirement pin as a memento of their active duty service. At this time, we would like to ask Pam to come forward and place a retirement pin on Chief's lapel to symbolize his transition from active duty to retired status. We will now present Pam with a certificate of appreciation on behalf of the United States Air Force and Dover Air Force Base. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Pamela S. Robinson for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. At this time, Chief would like to present a few tokens of appreciation to his wife and son. To Braden, an inscribed compass to help guide your path. To Pam, a bouquet of flowers to celebrate a new chapter of your lives reunited. Thank you, Pam and Braden. At this time, we would like to conduct the flag folding presentation. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us, for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave.
present this flag in honor of your 27 years of faithful and honorable service to the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to present to you Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Robinson, United States Air Force, retired. Mic check. I'm just gonna stand here for a second and gain my bearing. This is heavy. I didn't know how I feel. I didn't know how I feel. I can tell you it feels pretty damn good. I'm a little bit of a basket case right now. I didn't sleep last night. A little bit nervous. I'm not good at public speaking. But anyway, so I'm gonna give it a go. First of all, I want to start by thanking wing leaders, Colonel Musa, Chief Edwards, Colonel Longmire. Thanks for coming out today. I know you all are very busy, so thanks for making time for me and celebrate my ceremony today. Thank you. Commanders, fellow chiefs, SELs, shirts, fellow airmen, family, friends, thanks for joining us today. I stand here humbled and with gratitude to see you all here. Thank you for coming out today and celebrating my retirement with me and my family. It really does mean a lot. Looking out here today, I see the very best the Air Force has to offer. I just want to say that I think it is time for me to step aside and free up a position for someone phenomenal to take a chief spot. And it's time for me to come home and join you in Alabama, baby. So, anyway, so here it goes. I want to start this with a few thank yous. Colonel Elder, thank you for being the presiding officer today. I couldn't have asked for a better partner to lead the group with, and I truly do thank you for your kind words. And I'm going to actually read what I said because I'm having an out-of-body experience right now. So, I've enjoyed getting to know you and Nancy. I do feel like we actually formed a friendship. Just know that you always have a guest bed available to you if you ever come down to the Gulf Coast, and hopefully you'll provide the same if I come to California. Maybe. I ask you to keep leading hard, though. Keep doing what you've been doing. Keep getting after those big, hairy, audacious goals, and I think you're going to do awesome things at Travis. Thank you, sir. To the POCs. Tech Sergeant Chambers, Master Sergeant J3, Tech Sergeant Linton, this is awesome. This has far exceeded my expectations. I didn't know what to expect, I didn't know what I wanted, but hey, this is exactly what I wanted. I couldn't have asked for better. This place is awesome. Thank you. Sergeant Kutsia. Sergeant Kutsia. I said it right up, man. Thanks for the excellent job narrating today. By the way, I just want to say, he is so humble. His last name derives from a South African name, and I've been saying it wrong this whole time, but he's such a humble guy, he's just let me mispronounce it. So thank you.
I wish I had your silky smooth mic skills. It would be paying dividends right now. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Chaplain George, thank you for your kind words. A1C Anthem. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Please, everyone, give her another round of applause. A1C Perkins, thank you for stepping up and proffering today. You rolled with the punches, and I truly do thank you for helping us out today. Thank you. Sergeant Shodike, Senior Brzezinski Gray, A1C Beckham, Airman Napolitano, thank you for keeping us wrangled and getting folks where they need to be. Thank you for helping out today. And to the setup teardown team, Seaman Alonzo Solorzano, and Seaman Dix, thank you very much. And to the Honor Guard, thank you for posting the colors and the awesome flag holding detail. I truly do appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and we have it on video, I think, and I'll be able to enjoy that, watching it with my family. So I do want to say, I can't read this. I can't. I'm not even going to try, and I'm not even going to stand behind this mic. I got to use my hands. I highlighted, I underlined, I bolded. It doesn't work. Like, I can't read this. So let me see, what was I gonna talk about? So here's the outline. I was gonna say some thank yous, and I murdered that. That wasn't very good. I truly am thankful though, for whatever that's worth. I'm gonna talk about my service. I have a however in there, what I learned and appreciate during this journey, what I'll cherish and things like that. So maybe I'll cover some of those things. Maybe I won't, I don't know. So there were some, you did a good job, sir. So I didn't forward deploy to Albania. That I forward deployed to Romania. Then to Akrotiri. Then to Iraq. I deployed to Albania to support the Olympics. So that's what that was. So the 2004 Greek Special Olympics, that's why we were in Albania. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. It's my last shot to correct that. I had to take the opportunity. So how do you reflect and completely articulate 27 years of service? I'll take my hands out of my pocket. You know, sorry about that.
You're retired.
Yeah. I've got the pin on, and I hate microphones. I'm not using that thing. Sorry. Man, this has been a hell of a journey. So I reflect back almost 27 years to the day I arrived at basic training, 10 November of 1998. Married young, we had no money. I didn't know how I was gonna provide effectively long-term for my family because I had one of the worst jobs on the planet at a tire retreading factory, working 60 hours a week. There was no future there. That I took a flyer, threw a Hail Mary, that recruiter drove 3 hours, talked to me, sold me the bill of goods. I was like, hey, that's better than what I'm doing now. So I did the thing, and I enlisted. Aircraft maintenance, tough job, true story. My two first tasks within the first week of getting to Little Rock, First job, going out in the parking lot, pulling weeds and sweeping the parking lot. The second task after I got through with that was sitting on the propeller back shop floor, scraping hydraulic fluid dirt grime out of the floor, getting the shop ready for a black hat external inspection. Pretty humbling to be the first jobs in the Air Force. You go to tech school to learn how to work on aircraft, and your first two jobs is pulling weeds and scraping grime out of cracks in the floor. But I got coined because I did an excellent job. So I found out pretty quick that, you know, I was gonna be pretty okay at the military thing, because I'm excellent at doing what I'm told. Right? So fast forward from that, we had a hell of a journey in England. A lot happened. Most of what you were talking about, sir, was true. I may have embellished here or there, but I'll keep it to myself. Cross training, it was pretty brutal cross training to go from aircraft special operations maintenance in England during a time of war to cross training to medical in a completely different command, and going from being a 7-level aircraft maintainer who can put your last initial, your last name initial on a red X to magically make a plane fly, to being a 3-level medical person that doesn't know a damn thing about medical stuff and doesn't even know how to type, right? Completely humbling. And luckily for me, I had a senior master sergeant a couple years into being a medic, because I was gonna get out. I was gonna go ARC. There was an opportunity for me to go reserve and go be a civil servant and ARC, doing aircraft maintenance again. But that senior master sergeant had a tough love talk with me. He was like, because I was never really all that good at bioenvironmental. Just to let y'all know, I'm mediocre B-Tech at best, right? Mediocre B-Tech at best. But I think I was a pretty good NCO. So this senior master sergeant took me to McAllister's Deli for lunch. And he was like, I don't need you to be a good B-Tech. I need you to be a good leader. Be a good NCO and let your team be good at the B word. And that gave me the confidence that I was still in the right line of business. And then the next thing you know, I make senior NCO. I get to do a thing as first sergeant, and then we PCS to Germany, and the rest of the story is pretty much how you told it. I do feel like I Forrest Gumped my way through the Air Force though. Like true story, like every time I turn around, I'm in a place doing a thing and it's a time of consequence. And like I was aircraft special operations during force reshaping, and I was one of the last maintainers to leave. So I got what I called it was concentrated experience. There's been several times throughout my career where I had opportunities to get concentrated experience, and it gave me perspective. So by the time I was in Germany at USAFE Africa, doing the Ebola thing, doing the Russian Crimea, and when Russia annexed Crimea and all that stuff, there's a lot going on. And I was very operational, and the story why I didn't think I would ever make chief is my records were very operational, and just for some reason they weren't competitive, and I just knew I would never make chief as a medic. So Chief Malinar in Travis did look at my records, and she was like, hey, let me shock your records. Why don't you go be IG? I did that, got a different group of people to look at my records, and lo and behold, I got promoted. But I'll stop telling those stories. Let me look back at what I was gonna say. I think I'm covering most of it, but none of that was in this. Yeah, I joined the Air Force. I cherish some stuff. Yeah. I do, yeah, okay, I do want to cover this. How can without looking at that though. Let's see. So throughout my time in the Air Force, it has been reinforced to me, it doesn't matter how new or old your equipment is, what your resources are, how much time you do it, as long as you dedicate yourself, if you're in a leadership position, to taking care of the people that are doing the job, or if you are the person doing the job and you just do the very best job that you can at that thing and taking care of those left and right of you, things have a way of working out, right? So I say that to say people are the priority. So I challenge everyone in this room, and if you're watching this video, to just be willing to care, be willing to love those that you work with. That goes a long way of building trust. Once those folks that you work with know that you love them, they will trust you. And once you create an environment where trust is the thing and it's a caring environment, people will run through walls for you. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. People are the main thing. I don't think I did. That's not how I wrote it, but hopefully y'all understand what I mean. Okay, so I don't want to cry.
Just do it.
So I haven't lived in my hometown in 27 years, almost 28 years. So I look forward to joining my family. So I'm not unpopular. I think, well, I mean, look, like there's like literally only 3 people here. And you have to be here. So I chose to have a more localized retirement ceremony. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have family get-togethers. Sheila, thank you for recording this. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna make an ass of myself in front of my whole family because they're gonna see me up here blubbering away. Anyway, but what I'm gonna do is I'm having family get-togethers at home in Alabama. So my family doesn't have to travel here. Like our parents, my dad's had both of his hips replaced. My mom's dealing with some medical issues. My other mom is also dealing with medical issues and stuff like that. It just wasn't realistic for them to travel. Pam's father, it's hard for him to travel and stuff like that. So it was just too big of a lift for us to try to get family here. My daughter is a vagabond living all over the place. She wasn't able to come here. So we're gonna do things back in Alabama where all of our family can join us. So I get to celebrate this event with my military family. So I'm truly appreciative for all of you to be here. But I've been belaboring this and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Braden, I'm proud as hell of you, dude. I'm proud of the man you've become. I look forward to seeing what you do as you blaze your journey moving forward. I wish Autumn was here. Autumn and my son-in-law Jacob and my grandson Vincent, my granddaughter Margaret, they weren't able to be here, but they will be at the get-together that we have in Alabama. I appreciate everything that they've done to be patient with my service, and that's coming to an end. And I think I'm about to start crying, so I'm going to pause for a second and I'm gonna drink something from this. Babe, I'm just happy to come home. Thank you for being the other half of me. I want to give some marriage advice. I'm going to give some marriage advice. Pick someone that's an overachiever that will set a standard that you intrinsically feel like you've got to live up to. Like you've done that for me. Like, I'm a lazy person. And I'm not that talented. But I have to live up to a certain standard to feel like I earn your love, right? So I've just translated that into my military service as well. So I'm a try-hard guy, and babe, I've tried hard to live up to being your husband and what you want from me, and thank you for being there for me along the way during my military journey, and I love you, and I can't wait to get home to be with you. Love you. And then the last thing, there's a closing area here. I was gonna say stuff about the core values. I think that would have made me sound smart.
You're good, we know him, Chief.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So the core values. But what I will say is one of the things I was gonna try to cover in an eloquent way. It's not corny to be proud to serve. Just be willing to be proud of your service. I can't talk about that. I'll make it through that. So I'll just say it like this: serve like hell. Serve like hell. Eagle Medics. If there was, I couldn't pick a better group of people. I couldn't pick a better unit to be a part of. If I was going to go out, this was a group of people. This is the unit. This is the commander. This is the team. This is the leadership team. This is the way I wanted to go out. I couldn't pick a better way and last ride. So thank you all. And I'm going to just give up.
You're actually doing really good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm going to go to Alabama. I'm going to pursue new hobbies and yeah, yada yada. So I will say, God bless you.
The men and women of the 436th Medical Group are proud to have served with Chief Master Sergeant Robinson. We wish him and his family continued success and Godspeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand or remain standing for the playing of the Air Force song and departure of the official party and family.
Sing it loud and proud.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, soon to meet our thunder. Adam now, give it the gun, give it the gun. Down we dive, starting our flames from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, go down in flames. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Guests are invited to congratulate the Robinson family and enjoy light refreshments in the back of the room. Thank you and have a great day.
Use the old words. I use the old words.